Caleb is 85 years old. He has been waiting 45 years for this moment. The mountain the scouts were afraid of, the one with the giants. He walks up to Joshua and says, "Give me that mountain." Day 61. Every family, every name. Joshua 12:20. The battles are over. 31 kings defeated. The land has rest from war. Now comes the work that battles were always pointing toward, not conquest, inheritance. Every tribe, every clan, every family, every name written into the land, given a place, a boundary, a portion of the promise. This is what 400 years of slavery and 40 years of wilderness and 7 years of war were all for. A piece of ground with your name on it. First the list. Joshua 12 records every king Israel defeated. East of the Jordan under Moses, west of the Jordan under Joshua. Sihon king of Heshbon, Og king of Bashan, the king of Jericho, the king of Ai, the king of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, Eglon, Gezer, Debir, Geder, Hormah, Arad, Libnah, Adullam, Makeda, Bethel, Tapua, Hefer, Aphek, Lasharon, Medan, Hazor, Shimron Meron, Akshaph, Tanach, Megiddo, Kadesh, Joknem, Dor, Goyim, Tirzah, 31 kings, 31 cities. 31 times the God of Israel kept his word. The list is not bureaucracy. It is testimony. Every name on it is a promise fulfilled. But God tells Joshua plainly, "You are very old and there are still very large areas of land to be taken over. Not everything is done. The Philistines along the coast, the Geshurites, regions in the north, Sidon, the hill country of Lebanon. Joshua is old. He cannot finish what he started. So God tells him, divide it anyway. Divide the land among the 9.5 tribes. Give them their inheritance now, even the parts not yet fully secured, because the promise is real whether the fighting is finished or not. The Reubenites and Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh already have their land east of the Jordan. Moses gave it to them. It stands. The Levites get no territory. The Lord, the God of Israel, is their inheritance, just as he promised them. Then Caleb son of Jephunneh comes to Joshua at Gilgal. He is 85 years old, and he has something to say. You know what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, at Kadesh Barnea, about you and me. 45 years ago, the 12 scouts, the land overflowing with fruit. 10 men who came back terrified, and 1 man, Caleb, who said, "We can take it. Let us go up at once." The people didn't listen. 40 years of wilderness followed. Caleb waited. I was 40 years old when Moses the servant of the Lord sent me from Kadesh Barnea to explore the land. And I brought him back a report according to my convictions. But my fellow Israelites who went up with me made the hearts of the people melt in fear. I, however, followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. That word follows Caleb everywhere the text mentions him. 45 years later, still the same word. So on that day Moses swore to me, "The land on which your feet have walked will be your inheritance, and that of your children forever, because you have followed the Lord my God wholeheartedly." Then he looks at Joshua, his old friend, his fellow scout, the one who also said we can take it. And he says the thing that has been building for 45 years. Now then, just as the Lord promised, he has kept me alive for 45 years since the time he said this to Moses, while Israel moved about in the wilderness. So here I am today, 85 years old. I am still as strong today as the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as vigorous to go out to battle now as I was then. 85 years old, just as strong, just as vigorous. 45 years of waiting has not made him cautious, has not made him comfortable, has not made him willing to accept something smaller than what God promised. Now give me this hill country that the Lord promised me that day. You yourself heard then that the Anakites were there, and their cities were large and fortified. But, the Lord helping me, I will drive them out just as he said. The Anakites, the giants, the ones the 10 scouts were afraid of, the ones who made the people feel like grasshoppers. Caleb is 85 and he wants the mountain with the giants on it. Joshua blesses him. He gives him Hebron as his inheritance. Caleb drives out the 3 Anakites from Hebron. Then he goes after Debir. He tells his men, "Whoever attacks Debir and captures it, I will give my daughter Aksa in marriage." Othniel captures it. He gets Aksa. Aksa comes to her father with a request of her own. "You have given me land in the Negev. Give me also springs of water." Caleb gives her the upper and lower springs, the daughter of the man who refused to settle for less refuses to settle for less. The apple doesn't fall far. The allotments continue tribe by tribe: Judah, Ephraim, Manasseh, Benjamin, Simeon, Zebulun, Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, Dan. Inside the allotment for Manasseh, 5 women step forward, the daughters of Zelophehad: Mala, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They come before Eleazar the priest and Joshua and the leaders. The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. They are right, Moses granted it. Numbers 27. They stood before Moses and the whole assembly at the entrance of the tent of meeting and made their case and won it. Now they stand before Joshua and claim what was promised. So Joshua gives them an inheritance among their father's brothers. No argument, no resistance. The word given to Moses holds. The promise made to 5 women in the wilderness is honored in the land. This is what the covenant looks like in practice. The word God gave stands, not just for armies and nations, but for 5 sisters who knew what they were owed and came to collect it. When all the allotments are finished, when every tribe has received its inheritance, the Israelites give Joshua his portion. He asks for Timnath-Serah in the hill country of Ephraim. They give it to him. He builds up the town and settles there. The man who led the whole campaign gets his land last, after everyone else. He distributed the inheritance before he claimed his own. That is who Joshua is. Then God tells Joshua, "Designate the cities of refuge I spoke to you about through Moses." Moses described them from the far side of the Jordan. He designated 3 east of the river. He commanded 3 more to be set up in the land. Now it happens. Kadesh in Galilee in the hill country of Naphtali, Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim, Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah, east of the Jordan, Bezer in the wilderness on the plateau in the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth and Gilead in the tribe of Gad, Golan and Bashan in the tribe of Manasseh. 6 cities, spread across the whole land. North, south, east, west, no corner of Israel more than a day's run from safety. A person who kills someone accidentally, without malice, without intent, can flee to any of these cities. The elders hear the case. If it was accidental, the city takes them in. The avenger of blood cannot touch them there. Moses promised this from the plains of Moab. It is finished now. The word given on the far side of the river is kept on the near side. Every tribe, every clan, every family, every name. Caleb with his mountain, the daughters of Zelophehad with their springs, Joshua with his town, built last. 6 cities of refuge open from one end of the land to the other. The promise is not abstract anymore. It has borders, it has boundaries, it has names on it. This is what 400 years was for. Tomorrow, Saturday, a modern retelling, the same pattern, in a different setting. 2 people walk into the same place carrying 2 very different things. One hidden, one brought into the light. One will threaten everything that's been built. The other will reveal what it was meant to become. Same God, still watching, still working. See you then.